I really have been blessed with the business and the team that I have. I mean, I love every aspect of my tattoo shops. You know, I started out years ago as a young tattooer. It was my goal not only to learn how to do great tattoos, but to really make a difference in the tattoo industry, you know, to give something back.
It's more than just being an individual working at the shop. I mean, we're really something that's just greater than the sum of all our parts.
In any situation, we is always better than me.
Yeah, there's no I in team at all.
I really wanted to develop a crew of people who wanted to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
It definitely keeps you on your A game.
We're definitely real competitive, but in a positive way. It's like the old iron sharpens iron thing.
I couldn't even imagine going back and working in those type of situations or with those kind of tattooers that I did before. Here, whole different caliber of people, whole different caliber of work environment, everything. It's top of the line.
Here we are 16 years later. I mean, we've got 3 locations that are homes to the greatest tattooers in Dayton, Ohio.
This is by far the greatest thing I've ever been a part of.
This is who I am.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, I could never imagine being where I am, being the kind of person I am, and working like I am with the kind of people that I am now. Unreal.
This is an art-driven business, don't get me wrong, but it's so much more than tattoos. I mean, you've got the networking, the social networking, you've got the marketing. I mean, there is so much involved to making a tattoo shop a success story instead of just a place you come for a quick service.
Marketing has all kinds of aspects to it. I started working as Elvis, dressing up out front of the shop.
I have a great team of assistants and management team working with me, watching every aspect of the shop. They watch the salesmanship skills of each of the artists on top of the quality of each of the artists and where things could use a little improvement, you know, and we make adjustments where we feel they need to be made.
Making people not only want a piece of what you have, but be a part of it as well is really hard work.
So when you have a tough crew of assistants and managers really pulling for the artists at the shop, you add that to the best team of tattooers in town, I mean, you have something that's truly lethal. Normally when your crew gets as big as ours, quality control can be a problem to keep tight. And then once you get the quality people that you've strived to work to get, making them want to stay with you, well, that becomes a whole new challenge in itself.
One of my favorite things about coming to work every day is I feel like we're making tattoo history every day.
It's not just about tattoos and making money.
It's about pushing yourself as far as you possibly can.
Yes, it truly does. It takes a huge collective effort of teamwork to make this shop operate the way that it does.
And then it comes to tattooing, and that's when we really shine.
Being the boss isn't a round-the-clock job. I'm constantly thinking about how to improve the shops, how to improve the websites, and working on each of the artists and helping them reach all of their goals, no matter what they may be.
Brian really just puts a lot of hard work into the shop, and if you're not pulling your weight, you're just going to feel like a schmuck.
I feel like Brian truly does care about each and every one of us and about the shop as a whole, not just his own gains.
This didn't happen overnight. It didn't fall in our laps. It takes a lot of hard work to get where we are.
A lot of people think that all my workday consists of is just driving around and bossing people around, you know, running from shop to shop, collecting all the money that I'm rolling down Easy Street, but the truth is it couldn't be anything further from that. I mean, the more successful that you get and the bigger things grow, the harder things are.
Every morning when I get up for school, my dad's already working hard at it.
He is always typing things on his computer.
He's up at the crack of dawn, runs I don't know how many miles before he comes in. He just sets a real high standard.
My husband is obsessed with his job. He works all the time.
Brian works so hard, man. I feel like I at least owe it to him to do the best that I can do to at least match what he does for this business.
I definitely see the private side of him where, I mean, he gets very exhausted and drained, and a lot of people don't see that.
On top of operating everything behind the scenes with the business, Brian also tattoos a ton.
After doing like 101 things in the back end of the business and running and his family and all that, he's still in the shop tattooing more than anybody else.
People always ask me why I do so much in a day, or why I consider doing so much in a day. I mean, it's just kind of part of who I am, and I feel completely accountable to, you know, my people, the guys at the shop, my kids, my wife, pretty much anybody who's in a part of my extended family. I mean, it's so typical for tattooers to go down that path, that lazy path, that you know, smoke a bunch of weed, drink a bunch of beer. And I mean, I've been neck deep in that lifestyle. But there comes a point in time in your life, I mean, you got to take this seriously, you know. I mean, this life is a gift given to you by somebody far greater than yourself, you know. And I'm finished with that loser, low-life mentality. I mean, I know that we were all created for something much larger than that, and I don't want to sacrifice the opportunity and the gifts that I've been given living that kind of lifestyle. One of my biggest fears is not living up to my potential, you know. I feel like that if I'm not giving 100%, if I'm not living up to what my full potential is, it's almost like sinning against God. At the end of the day, when all this is said and done, and at the end of my life, I want to be able to look back and know in my heart that I did the right thing. And when I'm standing before my Creator, I want to know that I give everything that I possibly had to give.